right, hey, how you doing? And welcome back to this week's video.
Hi there.
This is Anderson. I'm Dr. Dave, Paragon Chiropractic. We skipped last week. Abby had the baby, 9-pound, 6-ounce baby boy named Luca, and Mama and baby are doing great, and just hanging out, bonding, and doing the mother-baby thing. So everything's cool that way, and we're very grateful for all of that.
Lots of baby naps, doing really well.
Yeah. All right. So thanks again for returning. And this week's blog is called You Do Know Best. You do know best. You know, you all these things out here telling you that you don't know. I got news for you. You do know, and you better know, right? So, all right. Hello and welcome back. So once again, thank you very much for following along. A number of these past videos have been kind of long and heavy, but they contain things that just need to be said. The whole blood sugar, the inflammation, and getting that corrected and everything else. I mean, it truly is. It's the thing. You know, it's like everybody's looking for that key to life, that thing, that elixir, that magic, whatever, that if they could just get this one thing, that things would go well for them. It's your blood sugar.
That's the one.
It really is.
Yeah.
I defy anybody to argue with me on that. You know, anything you want to do, if your blood sugar's not right, it's not going to work.
In fact, we'd love to have, if you do have a different idea, give us a nice little peaceful argument down in the comments.
Yeah, because I'd like to know, because I don't know what it is. Maybe, and again, you know, you do know best. Maybe there is something out there that I haven't considered. So that would be great. So, all right. So in the end, the story you can, so in the end, the story of you, right, can only be written and told by you. And this would mean living your life the way you want to live it, right? That makes sense. I think some great philosophers said that you are the author of your own life and your own existence and stuff like that. And that absolutely includes your health and wellness and things along those lines. So you are the one. Good. I was talking to my son Anderson the other day, and he said one of the toughest things about our job is telling people they really need to eat healthy and take care of themselves. All right, good. I realized that this might be our message, but it's not what we are saying. We are encouraging people to go live, that's all, and to improve being more able. And that's what we're looking for. You know, it's like, oh, you need to take care of yourself. Yeah, but unfortunately or fortunately enough, you know what taking care of yourself is, and you know what not taking care of yourself is. Again, you do know best.
Yeah.
So I can tell you this, I can tell you that, and you've got to do it the way I say. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're finding that you're doing well, you're healthy, and you're finding your abilities to do things are greater and greater and greater, well, then that's your path.
That's what I'm always saying around here. I mean, we've all studied anatomy and physiology in a bunch of different ways, and we know a lot about, you know, the human body and all this other type of stuff, but nobody really knows about you more than you. So you know what feels good, you know what actually works, what helps, what makes you feel healthy, what makes you feel energetic. You know.
Right. I'm almost convinced that all the physiology, all the study, all the body parts, how this works, how that disease, all the rest of the stuff and everything else is just some sort of explanation of simply a decision that you made to be well and healthy or to not be well and healthy. And that's it. I mean, realistically, oh, well, this goes here and that goes there and all the rest of the stuff. When I was in college, my minor was cultural anthropology, and we studied a lot of indigenous groups of people and things along those particular lines, and they all had explanations for how the sun came up, how it rained, how the crops grew, where kids came from, and everything else. We in the West could laugh about all that, but you want to know something? They could control their population, there was no crime, people weren't killing each other, and nobody was starving to death.
They were pretty healthy.
They were pretty healthy. So whatever explanation they have, it works. And so in that case, those people do know best. So if For example, if you like living, if you enjoy and like living, you probably want to do more of it, right? That's just an assumption that all these videos are made on. If you're not interested in living longer stuff, well then I guess do something about it, I suppose, or not do something about it. And the best way is to live a lifestyle that promotes life and living on your terms.
What do you want to do? What really makes you excited? I mean, you should go and do that thing. I mean, that's going to, as we've said around here, life begets life. Yep. What you like doing is going to make you think, oh man, I'd like to do this now. And oh, I'd like to do this now. And then, your back doesn't hurt that bad anymore.
Right. So many people, Voltaire, Emerson, so many people talk a lot about that people spend a whole lot of time preparing to live and never go live. We'll see that. Once my toenails grow back to the normal length, I think I'm going to take that trip. Once this happens, once that happens. And you sit there, and once you win the lottery, and once the little green men come and pick you up in a spaceship and everything, basically you're never ever going to get started and you're never going to live. It's like, so what's the point? Just go do it. What do you want to do? We have a patient that is interested in doing something in another country and so on and so forth, and he's got this problem, that problem, and some other stuff. I'd go do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're waiting for. Well, I really need to make sure that this and that and that and this. These are all considerations. And in my opinion, that's that consideration. You can talk yourself out of almost anything.
Right.
But you can also talk yourself into anything.
Especially because what's going to happen once you handle those problems? More are coming, and bigger problems, and it's like, boy, you should just go enjoy.
Really, tell the boss where to get off. Tell the landlord. Tell the IRS. Tell everything where to get off, and go do it. When, if not now, when? And that's the big problem. Well, when this happens and that happens, as you and I all know, that day is never going to come. You need to just go and do it. Well, how about that? I got an advertising campaign for some gym shoe company. Wouldn't that be great? We need to call somebody. Just do it. We could make millions at any rate. So this is how we at Paragon Chiropractic can help. Buddha once said, and this is an interesting thing, what's true for you is true for you. And more importantly, what isn't true for you isn't true for you. Perhaps your definition, this will be kind of a wild little thing. Perhaps your definition of life and health and wellness is eating birthday cake and drinking Jack Daniels every day and riding your motorcycle at 200 miles an hour each and every day. Oh, that would be dangerous. That would be, I don't know. It's not for me to say. If that's your definition of health and wellness and that's what it takes, fantastic. But here's the thing. If that is your definition and that's what it's going to take to live a great life, why aren't you doing it? You see, even if I sit here and tell you all the trillions of things you need to do, you know the stuff that you need to do, and you still don't go and do it because you're waiting for that magic time and whenever and however and all the rest of the stuff. There is no magic time. There's no rescue ship coming. You should go and do it. But look at this for a second. So as you do that, let's say the birthday cake, the Jack Daniels, and riding your motorcycle 200 miles an hour, as you do this and live, you'll start to realize things and have cognitions and make changes accordingly on your own terms. In our example here, perhaps you stop riding your motorcycle at 200 miles an hour, not because you think it's dangerous or anything, but every time you ride your motorcycle at 200 miles an hour, you get caught, you get arrested, and put in jail.
Or you wake up in a hospital and then you can't ride your motorcycle for a little while. And it's like, oh, that's taken away from the fun. So maybe if I backed off, I could have more fun. Yeah,
how about that? And that's the whole thing. And the problem with jail, apart from being in jail and all the fines and everything, is that when you're in jail, you can't eat birthday cake and drink Jack Daniels in jail.
It's not in the commissary.
Right. So what you decide to do is start riding your motorcycle, as Anderson said, a little bit slower. Why? So that you don't get busted and put in jail, and so that you can continue to eat birthday cake and drink Jack Daniels. So here's the thing. But a funny thing happens, that those times that you were in jail and didn't drink Jack Daniels and eat birthday cake, you felt better. You noticed this. You were feeling better. And you found that not by not being a raging diabetic, you enjoyed riding your motorcycle more, if only because you didn't have to stop every 2 miles and go to the bathroom because of the diabetes.
It seems like a silly example, but boy, we don't hear stuff we hear stuff every day that's not far off.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you just kind of started stepping towards, this would be a little bit more enjoyable, and this would be a little bit more enjoyable, you're on your way, man.
Yeah, what's the thing you dig? And what are the barriers and the obstacles, apart from your own considerations, but what are the barriers and obstacles to the things that you dig? Mm-hmm. Even if it's good health or whatever it is. Start to make those corrections and amend those. So isn't that interesting? See? So learning is occurring. Mm-hmm. Sounds crazy, but as you live, you learn, and you find what works best for you. Many years ago, my mom was a smoker, right? But she was a little more miserly than she was a smoker. And when cigarettes hit $3 a pack, she handed them back to the clerk and said they were too expensive and quit.
That was it.
Yep, and she's never smoked since. Mm-hmm. That was whenever $3, that was 20 years ago, something like that. But was it because smoking was harmful to her or unhealthy and she needed to, or anything else along? No, they simply cost too much. So here's some good behavior, something or other, and maybe it was a good behavior, maybe it wasn't. She's 85 years old and is doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seemed to work out. If one looks at their life, they will probably find a lot of dumb things that they do and they know better. But they haven't found that true for them, right? He says, that thing they want more, something totally non sequitur to the right reasons why they should or shouldn't do something. You get what I'm saying? This whole idea, it's like, because good for me is the worst reason to do something, because your definition of good can constantly change. So at this particular moment in time, you find this thing. You'll find that the people who come in and lose weight and do things is not because this is good for them or bad for them or anything else along those lines, but they found something else that's more important. With our guy here, it was more important to be able to ride the motorcycle all the time, so he gave up he slowed the bike down a little bit, gave up the Jack Daniels and the birthday cake so he could ride more. And what's true for you is true for you, and that's health. Good. So what we're basically saying is, go live and set your own course, but live. But do so on a gradient scale, step by step. Do what you can, and then do a little more until you make it. Yeah.
Bit by bit. Yeah, don't go in here and just totally start eliminating things. I've seen people that we talk to them, I need to get healthy. So they go to Whole Foods and they drop $700 on groceries and they come home, put it in the cupboard. They're hungry and then they realize there's nothing here to eat.
I didn't buy any pizzas.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
It's too much too soon. Mm-hmm. So little bit.
Works the best.
Yeah. So eventually they throw all that crap out and they go back to, because it's impossible. Only it's not.
Cursing Whole Foods the whole time, going, they're the reason why.
There it is. Eventually our motorcycle rider will get there and be the model of health and wellness. But it is a step-by-step process, just like we're saying. Mm-hmm. So find what you can do it, and then do a little more until you arrive, and then just keep going. Good. And that's it. And I'm going to read a paragraph that I had earlier that I stumbled over. But if one looks at their life, they will probably find a lot of dumb things that they do. And you will. How many people out there listening know that there are things that they do that are not particularly helpful, they might even be harmful or even dangerous?
You know that you don't need the ice cream at the end of each meal. You know that you don't need to be, sending your body down a mountain on a bicycle at 100 miles an hour, just as a random example,
And so they know better, but they haven't found that truth for them. Mm. You see what we're getting at? And it's not that, this is good for me or I can't ever or anything else. it's a weird thing. What's true for you is true for you. What isn't true for you isn't true for you. So when you find that truth or create that truth, and this is the reason, then everything starts to fall in line, right? So that thing, it's that thing they're looking for, is that thing that they want more, something totally non sequitur to all the right reasons why they should or shouldn't do something. And that's the whole thing. As you live, you will find that there will be things, and this probably won't be for your whole life. When you were 16 years old, there were things that were important to you. Now they're not. Now you're 35, there's not there. Oh, now it's something different. Now you're 63, now it's something different. But there's always something, and you'll find that there's something that you want to achieve, something that you would like to have, and so you change your lifestyle to obtain those things. But that's you deciding. It's not me telling you that you have to be this way or that way. You decide, and you find your own course and your own pathway to get there. So good. I feel better about that. That was what I was trying to say in that paragraph earlier that I stumbled across. All right, so if you think about it, hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends about this, any of this stuff. If you want to make a comment, if you want to come in and talk, and stuff like that. I'm not an expert. I don't know. I'm not intimidating. I don't bite. I don't think poorly of people. I am very interested in what you think because I already know what I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So please let me know.
We know what works for us. We want to find out what works for you. So like Dr. Dave said, comment, come on in, have a cup of coffee, have a glass of water, check out the fish tank and chit chat with us. Do something and enjoy it.
You might have an answer for us and we might have an answer for you.
Yeah.
You never know. All right, so thanks again for following along, and we'll see you back next week.
See you guys.